What's up, guys? Yeah, just don't mind the neck beard. I couldn't shave in time this morning. I gotta drink this. That needs paper. Stressful day at the office. Stressful fucking day. Where do I even start, man? That is delicious. Who do animal cruelty taste is so good? That's delicious. I want to talk about, I guess, like, optimism and pessimism. Like, optimistic attitude and pessimistic attitude. And also on top of, like, ego death. That's the kind of route this kind of video is going to take. So if you like that, join me for the ride, man. Where I start? So my mom and I had to talk about something that happens. I don't remember what happens. But essentially she was like, why do you have that sort of way of thinking about things all the time? I'm like, what's wrong with my way I think? And she was like, well, it's very pessimistic. You just kind of have an attitude like just like your dad, your father. And I'm like, okay. And she was like, why do you think that way? I'm like, I don't know. I like to think in this way, right, where, and I told her this, but not like completely, just like a summary of it, basically, right? So let's say I'm on the couch. My mom's on the couch too, and we have a dog right? And she's got a dog toy in her hand. She's about to throw it across the fucking house, four rooms through the house, right? Let's name this an event, right? So an action happening or about to happen, right? So let's name it. Let's name it an event, okay? So we have our events right here, right? Now, the way this is my thought process, right? And this applies to every scenario in my life, right? So I see her in my head. I kind of weigh the best, the lowest of the low scenario and the best of the best scenario, right? I'm gonna dish this. This fume is crazy. So as big as my fucking penis. Okay. So we have the lowest of the low kind of outcome, right? So I'm not gonna type. What the fuck am I talking about? Lowest outcome, right? What's the worst that can happen? The absolute worst, right? I would say maybe she hits a vase, right? She hits a vase, what do you want to call it? Hits a vase, and the vase falls down, and shards of glass fucking penetrate my dog's skin as he's going for the ball. Or glass shards everywhere, and our dog hits on the paw. He walks in the glass shard, and we get taken to a vet, and he's bleeding and all that shit, right? It's the worst that can happen, right? Now, the best that can happen, that's a negative, right? It's negative. Now, the absolute best thing that can happen, she throws a ball, and it goes smoothly, like, under the table, whatever, my dog, or in the middle of the floor, and the dog has so much space, he just gets the ball and comes back and returns the ball, right? Dog, successful, fetch, right? Let's say this is the best I can, right? I tend to place my expectation on the worst thing that can happen, right? My expectation, right? This is the event, right? We have the absolute lowest outcome and the best outcome. I put my expectation on the lowest of the low, right? So I put it on the lowest of the low, right? So I expect the worst thing to happen, because that helps me prepare for it. If it does happen, I knew it was going to happen. And also, if it does happen, I'm not surprised, or I'm not put in a bad mood because it happened. I knew it could have happened, right? I thought about that outcome before it happened. Now, let's say somewhere in the middle, right? That's like the two ends of the spectrum that I think of in outcomes, right? Now let's stay in the middle, somewhere in the middle outcome. Let's just name it the middle outcome for now. Middle, I can't fucking write. Middle outcome. This pen fucking blows. Middle outcome, right? It's like good and bad. Because it's the middle, right? Let's say the medium outcome. She hits a vase, and the ball ricochets off the vase and lands on the floor where the dog can safely grab it. But the vase wibbles and wobbles and stays still. It doesn't fall. It's just kind of boop, 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 and then it stays still, right? Vase wobbles. Vase wobbles. Dog gets ball safely. Right? So the middle outcome right there, right? Now let's say the middle outcome happens, right? So she throws the ball, boing, doing, doing, falls on a vase. It goes, right? And the dog gets the ball and returns it safely back to her and I, whatever. My expectation was so low, but the outcome that was better ended up happening. So my mood is better because, okay, at least it could be worse, right? The worst outcome could have happened, but it didn't. So I'm happy, right? I have that for everything in my life. Most everything. My mom sees this as like a pessimistic attitude. She's like, it's so negative. It's such a negative way of thinking. I'm like, no, in my opinion, I think it's safer because what if you strive for the best thing possible and you believe like you deserve it and then you fall short. Your heart is crushed, right? Your integrity is crushed. So when I stepped foot in this office this morning, I went on the shitter and I was chatting it up with old Chat GBT, and I was like, opinions, what are your thoughts? I told this whole thing to him, like, what are your thoughts, right? I told him what I said to my mom and what her response was to me, like, oh, you're a father, blah, blah. Chat GBT proved me right. Old Chatty said, he was like, the way you're thinking is called, it's called, what the name? Oh, it's called predictive optimism, right? It's where you plan for the negative, you plan for the worst possible scenario, but you still thrive for the best one, right? In this case, obviously, I wasn't in control of the ball throwing, whatever, but it still applies if I was, right? But either way, old Chatty said, he was like, this is probably the most healthiest way of thinking, because number one, you plan for it, you plan ahead of the negative, the worst case scenario, but also you don't believe it'll happen. You plan for it, right? Pessimism is when you believe the worst case scenario can happen, right? Oh, what if they dump me? What if they say no? What if I fail this test? Optimism is, okay, I'm gonna go in here and try my hardest. If I don't, I still try my hardest, right? Okay, nothing. I got pissed, dog. But yeah, so that's the difference. Right? Pessimistic is like, there's no point to this test. I didn't study. I'm not going to do good. Optimism is like, I didn't study, but I'm going to try my fucking damn hardest, right? Or I'm going to study beforehand as much as I can. But this way of thinking is called predictive optimism, I think, or like precautious optimism, something like that. Now, I have a buddy. That's optimism and pessimism. That's cool. I have a buddy who, we're going to go into the ego section, the ego death section of the video now, right? Right in the 9-minute mark. Now I have a buddy, let's call him Ethan, right? He studies film in college, and I need paper, perfect. Dude, this is a nice little learning session we got going on. Boom. Let's say I'm gonna go vertical for this one, right? So this is a big note-taking section. Okay. So let's see here. I'll use some backing paper. So let's say Ethan, right? Let's just call him Ethan. His name's not Ethan, but we're going to call him that for the sake of this video. Right? So we have Ethan right there. It's not his name, again, just for privacy reasons, right? Now, Ethan's skill, right? He's a director. He's studying college for a director, right? His skill lies right about here. Right about there, right? It's not high. His ego lies right about right there. Make sense? All right. Now, on top of the whole ego thing, right? Ethan believes that he deserves a huge spot in like a nice like New York penthouse, LA. Right? And he believes that he deserves a spot at a nice like a top level project, film direction job, whatever, gig, whatever you call it, right? But his skill set, what he learns, what he knows, what he has, is down here. He believes he deserves, but his skill is down here. That's ego. It's also delusional. That's what old Chatty said, not me. Now here's the thing, right? The chalky sip. Ethan is making this short film on the Sandy Hook school shooting, Sandy Hook, Connecticut, I think it was. And the Sandy Hook town board literally did not. They said no. They said no. You're a student. You're immature. You know, we don't trust you. We don't trust you handling this information on such a impactful event, right? Hundreds of families, more than 100 families, lost their sons, nieces, grandchildren, nephews. All of these boys and girls and the teachers and staff lost their children, dude. They lost their glimmering lights, right? And so Sandy Hook, the town, right? My friend Ethan, he emailed the town. He said, "Hey, I want to do this project. Will you guys let me do this?" And the town said, "Fuck no, dude. You're a student in college. We don't trust you with this information. Simply don't trust you." You know, Ethan says, Ethan's ego gets hurt. And Ethan, remember, he feels like he deserves the right to this project. So he goes to an ex-coworker who they stopped working with each other, but she is now an article writer for a news station. So he goes to her and he goes, "Do you think you can write an article about me saying how good of a director I am and how good of a project, how good of a film director I am?" And she goes, "Oh my God, bro, of course. You did this for me one time, I'll do this for you." Barn. So she makes an article basically saying, "Oh my God, he's the best. Like, he's so cool." So Ethan goes back to the, he goes to me actually. He goes, "Yeah, fuck them, fuck the town." I'm like, "Whoa, you want to do a project and you're saying fuck them?" He goes, "I got an article. I'll use it as leverage." Leverage? Excuse me, like literally what? If you have to use leverage on something that someone said no to, chances are you shouldn't do it. So he takes this article as leverage and he brings it back to the Sandy Hook Town Board. And they say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was dealing with a big dog over here." So they let him do it. Yeah. Now my mom, and he's done this before. He's blackmailed and manipulated town boards, people, families, and it's surprising. So I talked to Chatty, or first of all, my mom gives him kudos because she's like, I admire how he his drive for power. And I go, "Yeah, but when you want power, you shouldn't want to be feared. You should be loved. Power isn't doesn't have to be an aggressive tool, or you don't have to achieve power in aggressive ways. And my mom's like, I admire his drive for this. And I go, no, dude. Here I am, right? Again, I think of the outcomes. So I imagine him, you know, I believe he can go to New York because he has the connections, he's got the drive, all of it, right? He wants that so bad. But I said to my mom, like, once he gets to the big leagues, they're gonna be like, oh my God, you're so egotistical. No. Like, dude, no. Or he's gonna give them his work, and they're gonna be like, sorry man, your skills just don't match your criteria or whatever. And his ego, fucker, his ego is gonna go, and it's gonna match, it's gonna go down and match with the skill. Or even worse. Oh, fuck me. Where'd the cap go? Oh, it's over there, fucker. But his ego is gonna sink. It's not gonna sink, it's gonna pop, and the balloon's gonna just go fucking flying down. Because what that does to his ego is gonna destroy his ego, right? All this time, he admires these people up top, and he wishes to be adjacent with the big leagues, just level, adjacent with them. But when they pop his balloon, it'll pop him, he's gonna sink right back down, man, right back down. And not cool. But I talked to my mom about it, right? And again, like I said, she admires his drive and all this stupid crap. Excuse me, I farted. Hold on, I gotta just cap this thing. So I talked to ChatGPT, and it said that way of thinking is unhealthy. Now here's the thing, right? His way of thinking, my friend Ethan. Oh, there's more? No, impossible. His way of thinking is very delusional. It's power hungry. It's ego driven, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all, right? Wait, what? What the fuck? Oh, I'm done. Okay, cool. But that's him, right? And he seeks for control. He seeks to be feared. But he believes that being feared is being loved. It's not. But ChatGPT said, my thinking style is not the best way to do it, not the best way to think about things, but it's the more healthier way, I guess. It's the more healthier way. Because it's balanced, it's strategic, it's easily predictable. It's, you won't be disappointed if you get shot down. It's a safer option, right? Oh shit, low battery. So that's the thing. When is this guy wanted it picked up? I never looked at this. Scheiße. Oh shit. Okay. Hold on, boys. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, this is 2XL, medium. Yeah. So, I guess that's why I'm making this video. Let's go over here, right? Because what was that? Hold on. Okay. Is that a spider? What is that thing? That's a fucking spider. The fuck? Don't be ego driven, and I think it just proves my other belief, I guess you can call it, is like there has to be a balance to everything, right? And also, to end this video off, I have 40 seconds left. Don't be ego driven, be balanced, stay on both sides. You can teeter and totter, but you can't go pessimism, whatever you call it, is believing in the negative. Optimism is believing the positive, right? And if anybody ever tells you that you're thinking wrong, you're not. You're thinking how you think, and that's all that matters. Hope this helped you in any way possible. I love all of you. 20 minutes. I love all of you. I love you. You know what you're talking about. Bye-bye.